You got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Due to circumstances beyond anyone's control, Dr. Dre is in the motherfucking house. So right about now, and I say, yo Steve, are you with me? ICE, are you with me?
Here's a little something about a nigga like me. They never should've let me buy tape from Steve. Ice Cube would like to play. Don't shit mixed by Dr. Dre. Since I was a youth, I like COMPTON. Now I like the motherfucking Roadium. Buying a tape or two, that's what the hell I do. You don't like Tony A? Well, fuck you. This is a game, and I'm in it. Ice Cube will fuck you up in a minute with a right, left, right, making you sick. And then you see Tony A is on the mix.
Tony A! Tony A! When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio episode 211. Not to be confused with 711, but 211. So once again, I want to thank everybody on the live chat. Those two that hit the dislike button. Everybody who hit the like, everybody who's commenting, everybody who's having fun, everybody who's talking shit. Thank you for watching, for tuning in. Before, once again, I introduce my special guest of the night. For those of you that are interested in being on Roadium Radio, once again, do not send me music to my DM. Do not send music to my Facebook Messenger. As a matter of fact, I rarely ever read my Facebook Messenger. The DM, I will read messages, but I will not click on any links. And I'll tell you why. A lot of people ask me why, because years ago I clicked on my Facebook link and it was a virus and it fucking destroyed my whole page. So I'm not going to do that. You got people out there that get off on destroying people's pages and shit. So go to roadiumradio@gmail.com, submit your music with a short bio and videos or whatever you may have, and somebody will contact you via email. I know you guys send it, then go back to my DM. I sent it already, OG. Somebody will contact you via email. So I want to thank everybody for your patience. Other than that, if you guys did not tune in last night with Dining with the Wizard, I had Sammy Joe the Fox, a guest of mine. We ate some chicken wings, and if you guys didn't watch it, make sure you guys check that out. That shit was dope. So, and we got drunk and we talked shit. So other than that, without further ado, please allow me to introduce A.DA Originals, Estevan Oriol. How you doing, brother?
Good, homie. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. You know, I'm glad you can make it. I'm thankful you can make it. Part 2. Today is Sunday, football Sunday. I sat around, ate menudo, and a couple of other things, and I watched football. What did you do today, man?
I went shoe shopping.
Okay.
I had to get some new shoes because I have this sickness called neuropathy. So
Okay.
it's like a nerve disease, so you don't feel your feet all the time. It's like numb and tingling,
Wow.
and you can only wear special shoes. So my whole shoe game thing is a wrap, you know.
Oh,
Trying to look cool wearing the cool shoes is
Air
over.
Force Ones or something. You can't do that no more.
That shit's over. So I had to go shoe shopping, and then I you know how when you work in this industry, they want everything yesterday.
Yes.
You know, and they just found out today that they need it yesterday. So I had to watch the first rough cut of the Cypress doc and give them my notes because tomorrow they have to turn it in. And then we're working on another project, and they need my my ideas of what music I think should go to what scenes.
Oh, okay.
That tomorrow. So I was doing both of those things today.
Dope, man. You know what? I wanted to ask you, before we get into the meat of this interview, as far as what does Esteban do on a day off? Is there a day you just relax or you just chill, or do you pretty much make every day productive?
Every day I make every day productive, but there's parts of the days on the weekend that I'll plan something because I give my guys that work with me, I give them the weekends off usually. And even if something comes up, I try to do that by myself to let them, have a break with their family or do what they need to do. But if there's nothing like scheduled that I have to do, like today, I like to bust out my motorcycle or one of the cars and, hit the streets.
All right. So you're not one of those go to Buffalo Wild Wings, get some food and watch the football game?
No.
Okay.
I'm vegan, so I can't go nowhere and do that. But I just like to get on the bike and, for the police out there, if anybody's watching, I like to hit, like 110 on the freeway.
No shit.
Or, I just like to. There's no other feeling like than when you're on a bike, on a Harley, and you're up there,
Wow.
and you're just like, you're just focused on that. There's no phone, there's no nothing to come in the way of you and your head and that feeling of the bike, so
wow.
That's one of the things I like to do. Or I get in one of the cars and go 30 miles an hour.
Okay.
All right. One of the Lolos or one of the classics. And, just cruise, listen to some good music and trip out on everybody else's rides. That's, for me, that's fun time.
That's dope. Okay, now let me ask you, you said you were vegan. How long have you been vegan for?
For like 2 years.
And how you like it?
I pretty much, I'm cool with it. At first I was, it was because of medical reasons, because of the neuropathy, and I have gout. And the first thing was gout. I used to get these crazy inflamed and like crazy things like in my knees, to where my knees would just lock up, and I was like, fuck. And then it would I can cuss, right?
Yeah, whatever the hell you want.
So I would have these like the knee wouldn't be able to bend at all. And if you're like looking at it and you're trying to bend it and it's not going anywhere, you're like, what the fuck, man? Like, it trips you out.
Wow.
And then it would just turn hot and red, like to where if you put a sheet on it, that was like the most excruciating pain. Like anything that touches it, it's over.
Wow.
So they swell up, and the doctors would come. They have this little like harpoon. It was like about 1.5 inches thick.
Uh-huh.
And it was a thick needle, and they go, okay, we just need to drain that to release some of the pressure. I was like, yeah, whatever, do whatever the fuck you got to do, man. This shit is fucked up. And they put the needle underneath your kneecap, and then they suck out all the fluid, and it's like 2 tubes like that big around of fluid, and that's a pretty heavy pain right there, just that alone. But once they get that fluid out, you're relieved, you're like, damn, that was worth it, man. Like, and so now whenever that would happen, I would just go in and tell them, hey, I need to get my knee drained. I need to relieve that pressure. Right. And I would look forward to it, look forward to that pain to get rid of the other pain. But the first time I was like, man, fuck this. And then I asked my doctor, like, is there anything I can do to prevent this shit? And he goes, yeah, just cut out red meat and don't drink alcohol, like don't overdo it with alcohol. So I was like, okay, cool. So I cut the red meat, cut the alcohol, and then the neuropathy shit started. And I asked my doctor, hey, what can I do for this fucking pain? He goes, what you can do to cut the inflammation back and to cut off some of the weight, because you're putting a lot of weight on your I was like 265. Okay. But when I was a youngster, I used to walk around at 180. So when I asked him, like, what can I do to, help myself out here, because this is fucked up, he was like, cut out sugar, carbs, and dairy. So being half Mexican, half Italian, that's all we eat. Right. Sugar, carbs, dairy, meat, and drink. So he's telling me, take out everything that you do and start over. And I was like, fuck, man. But 30 years ago, if you were to tell somebody, like, hey, let's go eat some vegan food, I'd be like, man, fuck that hippie shit. I ain't going to go eat no fucking lettuce with the dirt still on it, because they didn't even wash that fucking shit off. And that's how I had that like stereotype in my head of what it was going to be like. Right. And then I told my homie Skinhead Rob, he used to sing for the Transplants. Okay. And with Travis from Blink and Tim from Rancid, he was a singer. He was like, I got you, homie. You know, I've been doing vegan and vegetarian, you know, for fucking almost all my life. And he took me to, Travis has a restaurant called Crossroads in Hollywood, which is like a high-end vegan spot. And he took me to these other, like, you know, like a Mexican spot, a Italian spot, and a Thai spot. And it was all vegan. I was like, fuck, man, like, I can't even tell this shit ain't meat. Like, you know. Like,
so is that good?
Yeah, I'm cool. Let's do this, you know. So I went on and I started, you know, reading every label. Like every time I'd go to the market, I was reading the labels.
How much sugar and shit.
Yeah, and I was blown away. I was like, fuck, like I don't know if those have sugar in them, but when you look on a drink and you see like 38 grams or 48 grams or 50-something grams of sugar.
Mostly Mexican Cokes.
Right. And I don't know, I've seen like a gram of Coke before.
Yeah.
And it was in like a little bag, like about like that big. And I was thinking like, fuck, like 36 of these bags, but of sugar in a Coke.
And a fucking
That's
Coke.
just crazy.
It is. It's very crazy.
That's straight up poison. So I was like, I'm cool. Like my doctor told me your food is either medicine or poison.
Very true.
And so I was like, you know, it all clicked, you know. I was tired of the pain, and I was tired of shit keep happening to me the older I get, you know. So
right.
I was like, the one way to prevent everything is watch what you're putting in your body.
Absolutely.
You don't want your body to be fucked up.
Right.
So, you know, I got smart for the first time in 53 years. You know, I made a good decision, and I started eating vegan. I cut a bunch of weight. I went from like 265 to 213. And then I was like, you know, people were like, are you okay?
Right.
Are you all right, Holmes? And I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Why? Oh, okay. They thought I was like tweaking.
Yeah, hitting the pookie or something.
Yeah, I had AIDS or some shit. And I was like, you know, no, I'm cool. Why? And they're like, did you lose weight? And I go, like, yeah. I lost this many pounds, you know. I've been doing this vegan shit, and you know, I cut some weight. And they're like, oh, okay, fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, don't trip, homie, you know. Like,
what about as far as, because I know earlier we were talking about cardio. Do you do any type of exercise, any type of gym, any type of anything like that?
When I'm not, like, I get these, like, they're called neuropathic ulcers. And they're like holes. You get like these holes, these wounds in your feet.
Okay.
And when I don't have that, then I do.
Okay.
But I can ride bikes or do stuff in a pool, but I'm not supposed to put any weight on my feet.
Oh, okay.
At all, like when on the ones with that have the wounds.
Right.
So I just bought this crutch on Amazon, where there's like a level halfway in the crutch, and that's where you put your knee.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of like a fake leg, but it's a temporary one.
Okay.
So you just saddle up in there, you know, up to your knee, and then you like walk on this crutch with no hands.
Wow. And you used it already?
No, I just bought it.
Oh, you just got it?
Because I have this little cart. It's called a knee scooter.
Okay.
And I roll around with that, but you know, I was only 10 feet from the car, so I just rolled in with the cane. But you know, it's kind of like people are like, oh, you should put a motor on your scooter, but I'm like, fuck all that. You know, I ain't gonna get no exercise at all.
Right.
But with a couple of my homies, every morning we hit the sauna.
Okay.
Like right when we wake up, and we do 20 minutes of that, 3 in the ice, 20 minutes in the sauna, 3 in the ice, 20 minutes, 3 in the ice. So we do it 3 times each thing. And that helps like sweating out the toxins and with the ice, that, you know, takes away inflammation if you have any in your joints. And during the winter months, the pool gets just as cold as the ice.
Wow.
So we just go in the pool and
chill
up to your neck. Yeah, and you're fucking just like, God damn. But, you know, right after that, you're cool to, you're a man on a mission, you know, you're ready to go hit the streets and you know, knock shit out.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, we're gonna go ahead and change the channel because everybody's gonna think they're watching Dr. Oz, you know. Yeah. But so you've been filming, if I'm correct, you can correct me anytime, over 25 years, filming, shooting. About 30 years. Yeah. Okay. Now you were for a lot of people that did not watch the last episode. I'll give you the episode number. If you guys don't know it, I'll give you the episode number before we go to break or after break. But make sure you check that out because I'm going to be asking him a lot more different questions that I didn't ask him the first time. So if you want to see the first one, I don't want to re-ask him the same stuff. But now you were a tour manager for House of Pain, if I'm correct, from 92 to 94.
Correct.
Okay. And you were also a tour manager for Cypress Hill from 94 to 2005.
Right.
Okay. And now, when you started touring, this is one question that I wanted to ask you. And it might be somewhat of an odd question, but you being a tour manager for House of Pain, obviously you guys had just started touring. You guys opened up for big bands or big groups. Did the headliners, the people that were, I guess, headlining the show, did they ever act like their shit didn't stink? Oh, that's just House of Pain. Who are they? Type of deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they just thought they were all that because when I first started touring in 1991, we were nobodies, but we were opening up for big groups that I don't care to mention, but they treated us like shit because we were nobodies. You know? Did you experience that with House of Pain?
Yeah, but I think that's kind of the same way in everything, you know, like when you're the new booty, like in fucking like the military or in the hood or anywhere you're the new booty, like you just, that's mandatory. You got to go, you got to earn your way. Okay. You know, pay your dues and earn your stripes. So, you know, we got all that, you know, it's like, yeah, no problem, whatever, you know. Like this was our first rodeo, so fuck it, you know. We're willing to go through the steps, you know. We didn't want to get walked in at the, you know, at the top level and just, you know, never experience that shit. So we started off in a van and did the whole press and promo tours in the vans, and then got on the tours and did tours for free, did shows for free. And then when Jump Around took off, it was fast. Like that shit went like a snowball, you know? And started doing these like little shows where it was like a G a night, you know? Which to some people that never have gotten paid to do a show, that's a lot. But you figure there's other people getting paid $1 million a night. So, you know, like the Rolling Stones, they probably get like $1.5 million a night, you know, but they have a big production and all that type of, you know, semis and all kinds of shit. But it was those three guys and me. And when we were on the Beastie Boy tours, we opened up for them, and our DAT, you know, our show set was 7 minutes. It was like an intro and then Jump Around. So that was that's all we did every night before the Beastie Boys. You know, House of Pain. Then, you know, da 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 da, and the fucking crowd would go crazy, and then we were off the stage. We got kicked off that tour, and
for what reason, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, this is a good one. The tour manager, you know, like you said, people treat you like shit. So the tour manager from the Beasties. We came to LA, and it was one of those things like, I think at that time we only got 10 free tickets to give to our friends or whatever. And I told the tour manager, like, hey, here's the list, and, you know, this is from House of Pain, and his mom is one of the people. So because we're the lowest people on the totem pole, we get the shittiest tickets, you know, so the tickets that we got for our guests were in the grass, you know, in the nosebleeds. And that's where Everlast's mom gets to go see her son for the first night, you know. Like, you know, here's your tickets. So he was like, hey, my mom says she's up in the grass. Can you go, you know, can you do something for me, you know, to go do something to get her down? So I go to tell them, I go, hey, you know, you got the homie's mom up in the grass with all the little kids, you know, freaking out up there. Like, can you give her a respectable seat to see her son perform his fucking hit song? And he's like, nah, it is what it is, you know, like kind of like a dick, you know. So Everlast went in the office and tripped on him. And I guess he got scared. and we got kicked off the tour. The next day, they're like, "Hey man, we're really sorry for but we gotta your guys are getting kicked off." And I was like, "Damn, like what? I thought this was like the Beastie Boys, like crazy, rowdy, like these dudes been through it,
Right.
So this is nothing to them, We just went in and yelled at the tour manager, like, "Hey, you fucked up," and gave the homie's mom a fucked up ticket. Like, fix that shit.
Right.
I didn't think it was a big fucking deal. We got kicked off that tour, and at the time, like Rakim used to say, Kara Lewis was our booking agent, and she said it's a kind of a blessing, because the fucking calls are coming in, and now I don't have to put those people off. I can do like immediate bookings. So we started doing these shows, and they started out like a G each.
Okay.
So I was the guy who would get the money, from the promoter. So I was like, "Hey, homies, here's the 1,000 cash." So they were like, "Cool, 300, 300, 300, 100. That's for you." I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, cool." So now I'm getting paid because I wasn't getting paid.
Right.
I was only getting my expenses paid. So sometimes we do 2-3 shows a night, per week, and that shit adds up. Now I'm making like 300 a week, 400 a week, 500 a week. If we're doing 3 shows a night times 2, that's 600 a week.
Right.
That's decent money for a youngster. That my apartment was $450.
Wow.
So I was like, cool. Yeah, I like this job.
Right.
So
Right.
the shit started taking off so much that they got an accountant, and the accountant was like, "Okay, we need to put him on a salary." So then, I started getting a salary, but at first that shit was, just like anybody else.
Paying dues.
Yeah, we had to start off at the bottom. We were like,
Okay.
just getting shit on, but we knew that was the deal, and we weren't tripping,
Right. And during this time that you were road managing for them, were you at that time already taking pictures and shooting footage?
A little bit.
Okay.
Not too much, and I didn't know what I was doing or what I had or where I was, like I didn't know I was in the beginning stages documenting a group that was going to be doing one of the biggest songs ever. In hip-hop, and going to be playing with the biggest people in the music industry, So I was like, my job was to be a tour manager.
Right.
The photography hobby was, that was, like
whatever
if I had time,
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, okay, I got my job done with, House of Pain. They're on stage now. Okay, now's my time to take some pictures, and like I'd be shooting the whole set. It was more like, oh, today I'll let me get a shot of them shooting. Just like one shot that day, another shot we're in front of the Eiffel Tower, another shot we're at this museum or something somewhere. It was like real random and spread out.
Right.
And then at that same time, I was in a lowrider club in East LA, because I bought a lowrider, an Impala, 64 Impala in 89, and started building it around 91. But my homie DC, he used to manage WC in the Mad Circle. He was like, "Hey, are you ever gonna fucking break that ride down and make this shit a lowrider or what?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "When?" I go, "When I get the money." But right now, I don't got fucking 20, 30 G's to just go put this car up. He goes, "It don't work like that, homie. You take the car apart, put the upholstery here, the chrome here, the polishing there, the interior there. You spread everything out, because not everybody's going to be done at the same time. So you don't have to worry about that big bulk of money. You pay this dude off when he's done, that dude when he's done, that dude when he's done." So I was like, "Okay." He goes, "So hand me my tools." And I was like, "What are we going to do?" He goes, "We'll take this motherfucker apart." So we were there on the sidewalk in my apartment in Hollywood, and he had my whole car laid out on the sidewalk.
Wow.
We took that shit apart. The bumpers, we had all the interior in one pile, all the polishing in one pile, all the chrome in one pile, and I don't know, whatever the fuck else, and took the car to get it cut at Homie's Hydraulics, I think. And then we took it to Leon's Paint over there in South Central, Florence. And that was it. And then I got the job with House of Pain in '92, and the money started rolling in, so I was able to start, pay this, pay that, pay this.
That's dope.
And like in '94, I got it finished, and I joined the car club. But all along, I was taking photos of the lowriding community.
Yes.
So I was like shooting lowriding East LA, shooting, the touring around the world with the music group.
Right.
The rest of the time.
Who would have thought that like today you can watch the Lakers or you can watch any football game and then to hype up the crowd, they'll play Jump Around.
Yeah.
And you were right there at the very, very beginning. You saw the beginning stages of that song fucking blooming and flourishing and spreading like fucking wildfire.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Did you ever bump heads with any other road managers? Like, I don't know, maybe you perform with somebody and it's like, okay, you know what? You guys were supposed to go on after us, but we bumped you guys. You guys are going to open up for us or any type of like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's always that. Because like touring crew people, they're like a different kind of breed. Like I don't know, like I just noticed they all kind of dress the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all have these like, I don't know, kind of like mountain or trail hiking like tennis shoes. I don't know what these kind of shoes are called that they all wear. And then they have the same type of socks, the same type of shorts. They're always like tan shorts or gray or like brown shorts, and like the shirts are like band shirts, like from places that, people that they've toured with.
Right.
And then they always had like the dad hats kind of shit, so they had like a uniform. And I wasn't that guy,
Right.
And I never was going to be. And I was just rolling with my homies, and we were family first before I was an employee, 'cause I started with them.
Right.
So it wasn't a job for me because I wasn't getting paid. It was like, let's go out on the road as homies, and whatever happens, happens. And then it turned into where I started getting paid, and so now I'm like an employee. So there's always like a weird vibe with the crew dudes,
Okay.
And there was times where people would be like, hey, can you do this for us or do that for us? And I was always cool, like, yeah, whatever you guys need.
Right.
Do you have a couple extra passes? We have extra family in town. Yeah, for sure, go for it.
Right.
Or can you do this or that? I'd be, yeah, whatever, homie. But if I ever needed some shit, they'd be funny styling it, So I was like, well, what the fuck's wrong with you,
Right.
And I remember this one time we were at a show in New York, and we were playing with some other groups, and the guy didn't. Kara told me he was shady.
Okay.
The promoter. So the other bands that we were on the show with, she told me don't go on stage until you get your money.
Yes.
So that was like a mandatory thing. Like we never went on unless we got paid.
Yes.
Our second half, because the rule is you get your first half, and then the day you show up, you get the second half.
Yes, you get your money.
So I always collected before we went on stage because I didn't want them to be funny styling. And after we went on stage, like, oh, sorry, man, we'll send the money in, and we didn't make enough or whatever. And then I'd get in trouble on the back end of the band.
Right.
So I told this promoter, I was like, hey, what's up with the money? I was like, when are we going to get paid? And he goes, can you guys take a check? And I go, no, we take cash.
Yeah.
He's like, well, everybody else is taking a check. I go, cool, that's dope for them. That's not me, though. I need to get cash. I got specific word to get cash, and that's it. And he was like, okay. And then the other tour managers come and go, hey, man, why are you tripping on homie? Like, just take the check. We want to all do this show and kick it off. And I was like, that's cool, man. But, that you do your thing with your band and let me do mine with mine.
Yeah.
So they all took the check. And I called and I go, hey, this guy wants to give me a check. They're all taking the check, and they're telling me that you said I should take the check. She goes, nope, get the cash. So I go and tell him I need the cash, and he goes, well, I don't got it. And I go, well, a lot of people are in here. I'm sure there's some cash at the front of the house at the box office, and everybody's drinking. I'm sure there's some cash at the bars. So we went up to the front, got all the money from the cash register at the front, and it wasn't enough. So then we went to the bars, and I got my money. And then I go, okay, cool, you got a show. And he's all, man, he goes, you're hard to work with. And I go, homie, I'm just doing my job, you know, like that's how we do it, you know.
Yeah.
And all the other guys were pissed at me, the other tour managers, because I was making it difficult for them, but I was just doing what I was told to do. And those checks ended up bouncing.
Oh, shit.
The money.
There it is there. You know, before we go to break, did you ever have to fuck anybody up on the road?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
We'll talk about that when we come back.
All right.
Okay. Once again, everybody, call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, and let them know that Estevan Oriol's in the motherfucking building, and we'll be back with LA Original Estevan.
It's me, Little Easy E, Eric Wright, and a lot of you know me, know I like to smile. And to thank for my beautiful smile, I want to thank Occidental. That's Occidental Hollywood. So check this out, for all your dental needs, be sure to come to them, because they'll be there to take care of you. That's Occidental in Hollywood. Check them out.
You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is T chilling on Roadium Radio. Tune in, subscribe every Sunday and Wednesday. Fucking with my man Tony A. Wizard.
Next up, this Lazy Dub, and you're tuned in to Roadium Radio right here with Tony A. the Wizard on every Sunday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. Make sure you like and subscribe that.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm right here, local native Tony A. Roadium Radio. Tune in.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy MTO right here with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure you like and subscribe and tune in every Sunday and Wednesday.
What's up, everybody? It's your homegirl Lovely, and I'm right here at Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure you subscribe and check him out every Sunday and Wednesday.
It's Nina Barretto with Roadium Radio and Tony A. the Wizard. Tune in Sundays and Wednesdays. Like and subscribe.
What's up, everybody? This is Fucking Master chilling with El Triste. Follow and subscribe to Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Rashidi Harper, director, executive producer from Hip Hop Uncovered. And I'm here at the Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. Stay tuned.
Coming at you live through the harbor area, you got MC Poncho, the #1 Sancho. And you're checking out Roadium Radio with my man Tony A. the Wizard. Check it out.
What's up? This is Ronan Gray. You're watching Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure to tune in every Wednesday and Sunday.
This is Mr. D over at Roadium Radio with my homeboy Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure you subscribe and tune in every Sunday and Wednesday.
What's up, y'all? This Uncle Spliff, man, from Spliff TV. Y'all need to tune in every Sunday and Wednesday to Roadium Radio with my homie Tony A. the Wizard.
Yo, you're tapping in with Good City Hustlers.
Roadium Radio, hosted by Tony A. the Wizard. Motherfucking legend. Make sure you fucking like, subscribe, share, and all that.
Yo, it's your boy Troublesome Man, TM Game Live with full effect. Here at Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A. the Wizard. You know what it is. Wow.
Yo, what's up? This is DJ Ernie G in the place to be. I'm chilling here at Roadium Radio with my homeboy Tony A. the motherfucking Wizard. Watch those records forever.
And welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio episode 211. And once again, I'm here with LA original Estevan Oriol. Once again, Esteban, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
You know what? There's so much that I want to ask you, but before we went to break, I asked you if you ever had to fuck anybody up, being a road manager, I guess. Did you ever have to lay hands on anybody?
Yeah, a few people.
Okay.
Mostly it was people that, like, in those days we'd go out into the crowd and we were from out of town, so we'd go out and check shit out. And sometimes we'd get in a night earlier to a show, and we'd all go out and check out like bars or clubs
Just chill
or whatever.
and shit.
Yeah, and we didn't fit in. We weren't from there. You could tell.
Right.
Girls would come up and be like, "Hey, where are you guys from?" We're like, "Yeah, we're from LA." Yeah, what are you here for? Oh, we're on tour, House of Pain or Cypress Hill.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, "Oh, for real? What? Like, can we go to the show?" We're like, "Yeah, no problem." And the local guys from those cities would get burned out, And they're like, "Oh, who's these motherfuckers coming and talking to our girls, our local girls or whatever." And they'd see the way the girls would get around us, and they get all, they get.
Well, because they knew you guys were about to clap some cheeks, that's all.
Yeah, and they got, burned out about it. So they'd come up and try to press up on us, and we weren't going for it, And we'd get into it, Sometimes it'd be like a whole barroom rumble that would pour out into the streets, as they say, and it was what it was, and we get busy. Or I remember one time this dude, it was real windy, and we weren't able to put up our banner in the back, and I was standing there by the monitors, and I seen Muggs going like, hey, like, look over there. And this fool was walking away with the banner in his hand, like all drunk.
Oh, shit.
Walking away to the, like, try to go back out in the crowd from the backstage.
Yeah.
And thought like he won the lottery. Like, I got the Cypress banner. How cool is that? And so I jumped off the stage, and it was raining. And I just went up to homeboy and, like, grabbed the banner out from under him. And then Muggs seen me and him getting into it, and he came off stage, and because we were both slipping in the grass because the grass was wet backstage, so it's hard to get your footing, And homeboy's big, and he was all swole, and we found out that he was a fireman,
Oh shit!
He was drunk, and he just thought it'd be cool to go rip off the fucking banner of Cypress Hill, but we didn't think it was cool, so
right.
We let him have it.
Yeah, they hands on
his
ass.
Got the banner back, but there was always like little situations like that, and bootleggers. We'd love to catch them, slipping and stuff. They'd be out there selling the shirts and stuff, and be like, "Hey, what is that, man?" And they'd go, "Oh, it's a shirt. It's $10." And we're like, "Oh, let me see it." And I just snatch it out of their hand, and they'd be like, "Hey, man, that's $10. I'd be like, "Nah, you give me $10. You're fucking ripping off our shit."
Exactly.
Because, we didn't know what the fuck, we're young and shit, and just take flight on them,
Right, exactly.
And take all the shirts and be like, and then we started figuring out that they were going to each city, doing it in each city, in the parking lots, So they were like crews,
Right.
So, we just would get into it with different people in different cities and shit like that, but never really. And people that would jump on stage,
right?
And we would try to, like, because we never wanted anybody. We wanted everybody to enjoy the show and go away with a good experience.
Yes, absolutely.
But people drink and they just act stupid. So a fool would jump off stage and go to grab B-Real and like be hugging him or trying to get him to, talk to him while he's trying to do fucking hand on the pump or something like that. And I would just take the fool, and tell him, "Hey, homie, come on." And he'd like push me and be like, "Get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to talk to B-Real, I'm like, "Not while he's doing a show, motherfucker."
Yeah, exactly.
Take him off stage, and if they put up a fight, then they'd get a fight, So
doesn't that trip you out? I mean, I know there's, like, I'm not trying to make fun of fans.
No.
But my thing is this, that, because I'm going to be honest, without fans, we're not shit, period.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay? But when you got a guy that jumps on stage to hug another guy, like, oh my God, it's him.
Yeah.
It's a weird, little fucking weird, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get it, you know, and I'm sure B's got a lot. I think when I had him in here, he was telling me he would jump on the crowd, he would come back with his fucking zipper, fucking unbutton his shoes off, you know, and I'm like, who in the fuck, you know?
Who are they doing? Who's doing that and why?
What?
Like, but people would come like 2 years later when we'd return to that city, and the guy who took the shoe would come up and go, hey, can I get you to sign this? And they're like, yeah, sure. What is it? He goes, this is the shoe that I got the time that you jumped off the crowd, and you know, and I got your shoe, and you know, can you sign it for me? He's all, yeah, fucker. You know, I went, you know, I had to go home with no shoes that night. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, man, but I had to have something, you know. And then now they have it signed, and it's a cool story, you know.
Right.
It's funny and it's cool, you know. Here we are, 25 years later, talking about it. So.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a question that I didn't ask you last time that I wanted to know, and I'm sure fans wanted to know, who are fans of hip hop, fans of House of Pain. You know, before I want to get touch a little bit on you road managing for Cypress Hill, but House of Pain, they broke up. Maybe I don't know. You care to elaborate? Why did they break up?
They couldn't get along. None of the three could really get along with each other.
Really?
Yeah, like each guy couldn't get along with one of the other guys.
Yeah.
Or two of the other guys. So it's
right.
like, and it was like, you know, it was like petty stuff, you know, like,
right.
But, and it was a bummer, you know, like, you know, like Everlast worked hard and long to be in that position,
right?
And then he gets there with, you know, two other homies and they can't get along. It's kind of like, fuck, man, like, you know, I did all this and now I don't get to, you know, enjoy the fruits of the labor, you know, 'cause
right?
I got to deal with all this. But each guy had that going on, you know.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, when the band can't get along, then the band, you know, got to break up, you know.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks because they had a lot of fans and a lot of people, you know, love to see them. I mean, I had the opportunity to watch them perform, but so they break up. Everlast goes and has at least I believe a successful solo career.
Yeah, great career.
Yeah. So Cypress Hill. Now you're road manager of Cypress Hill from '94 to 2005. Now I know that they like smoking a lot of weed. We already know that. That's no mystery. Have you ever experienced, whether it was with House of Pain or Cypress Hill, maybe you guys were backstage before a show getting drunk or taking shrooms or fucking smoking weed? Have you ever experienced one of the shows where they were so fucked up they're like, fuck, you're going to go up on stage?
Yeah, we were all like that.
For real?
Yeah. And there was a few times, you know, like a few times we'd do a little bit too much mushrooms or we'd do some acid and some shrooms, or like Bobo one time, he had like a bad reaction to where his lips like got all swollen, you know, from the something. He was drinking mushroom tea.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was at Red Rocks, and there's a doctor out there. They call him, I think, the Rock Doctor or something like that. He was a doctor that come to every show. Like they give him the free pass to every show, but whatever happened, he had to, you know, bring oxygen, or he had to bring like a vitamin B shot or whatever to, you know, because you know you're way up there in the mountains and not everybody is used to that.
Yeah.
So he had to, like, you know, say, hey, well, what happened? He's like, well, you know, I was drinking this mushroom tea and I got, you know, I think I drank too much or whatever. And there was just different times where, like, B got too faded one time and he couldn't remember everything, you know, remember all his lyrics. I think it was from shrooming. And, you know, there's just times where we would go on stage, and at that time I was DJing, you know, because Muggs wouldn't be there. And maybe Sen was there or Sen wasn't there, and we'd be shrooming our asses off, and the whole fucking place is just like blending together and melting and shit. And at the Red Rocks, we for sure had to be loaded there.
Right.
And the colors because they do it on purpose out there. They put these cool ass colored lights on the rocks out there. Have you ever seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you see all those fucking colors on those rocks, and the sun's going down behind the rocks, and the crowd is going fucking crazy, and you just see people like in slow motion, and everybody's just, you know, the whole shit is just melting. And you're like, this is what it's about, you know. This is why Jimi Hendrix would put a tab of acid in his fucking bandana and just flip out on the guitar, you know. And
shit.
You know, this is why the Doors were the way they were, and the Grateful Dead was the way they were, because of this, you know. Like, you're doing music, something that you love to do, and you're fucking getting to experience it like this, you know?
Right,
And
right.
it felt like that's what you were supposed to do. And, you know, sometimes that being said, you can go overboard a little bit, you know?
Right, right. Wow.
And, I remember one time we went to Madrid, and we were headlining, and Rage went on before us.
Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah, Rage Against the Machine. Sorry, youngsters.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think everybody knows,
exactly,
you know, all our old shit. So Rage went on and fucking murdered it. You know, I never can imagine them fucking up a show.
Right.
Like, they come 113 with, like, they kill it every time.
Yes.
And so we came on after them. We're like, how the fuck are we going to compete with that? You know, like, goddamn. And somehow, some way, we had a bomb-ass show. The newspapers did a write-up the next day, like, Rage was off the hook, but Cypress Hill brought it, and they, you know, had the show of the night or whatever. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. Then, you know, we did something right.
Yeah.
And they had told me back home that don't get the money, because they had sent it already, or they were going to send it. They were going to wire it. So I was like, okay, cool. So we were there 2 nights. The next night we went, and it was with Smashing Pumpkins was the headliners. So me and Bobo were like, hey, let's go see Smashing Pumpkins. We never seen them. So me and him went to the show. And people would always give us drugs. Like, they're like, we're like the garbage disposal, you know, like fucking, oh, Cypress Hill's here, let's give them weed, let's give them shrooms, let's give them acid, let's give them whatever the fuck they want. So we're like, okay, cool. And this guy comes up and goes, hey, you guys do ecstasy? And we're like, yeah, fuck it. You know, because I did when I was younger.
Right.
He ends up giving us like either like 6 or 8 ecstasies. And I pop one, Bobo popped one, we're like, okay, cool. Pop another one. He popped another one. We're like, man, that shit was weak. That motherfucker gave us some duds, you know? We popped like 3. I know we did 3 for sure, maybe 4. And we're like, I go, you feel this shit? Yeah. He goes, no, man, I don't feel nothing. That fucking, maybe it's the shit out here is just whack,
right,
you know?
just whack.
So I was like, man, I would have thought for sure we would have felt that shit. And we went to the side of the stage, and Billy Corrigan, the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins, goes, hey, man, have you guys ever seen a Smashing Pumpkins show? We're like, no, that's why we came back tonight, you know? And they're like, where's everybody else? They're all at the hotel. Just us.
Right.
So we go, he goes, come right here. And, you know, like, they're just about to set up, so they're all on stage, like, plugging their guitars in and checking the pedals and all that shit, and the drummer's like, you know, checking the drums with the mics. And we're like, okay, fuck, this is cool. Like, and we walk up to the top of the stairs, and we're at the side of the stage, and Billy goes, no, come over here, man. Come kick it right here. And his Anvil case was right there on the side of the stage, and he walks us, me and Bobo, across the stage. It's like, you know, go sit right here. We're gonna give you a show like a motherfucker. So we're like, okay, cool. And we're sitting there on these Anvil cases, and I go, you feel that shit yet? And he goes, oh, man, I don't know. This shit is weak. And as soon as fucking they start doing like 1979 or something like that,
right,
the shit kicks in. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I was just like holding on. Like, I had my hands on the Anvil case going like, fuck, man, here it comes. Like, and it was coming all at once. I was like, God damn. You know, like, I look at Bobo, and he looks at me. He's like, I go, you feel? He goes, yeah, I feel that shit. And it just, like, it was the sickest show I've seen.
Experience, like,
like, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, everything just sounded crystal clear. They were like, every like everything that they did was perfect.
Wow.
And we were, flying.
Right.
So we're like, man, the show, like, it gets you like all warm and you're breathing. You're like, oh, like, you're just trying to hold on.
Right.
So we get off the stage and the promoter goes, hey, Esteban. I go, yeah. And she goes, you didn't get the money from last night. I'm like, well, they told me not to get it. I'm thinking in my head. She goes, do you want to get the money and take it now? I was like, yeah, okay. So I was like, fuck. I go, hey, you think I should get the money? He goes, yeah, we're here. We might as well get it. Like, if they haven't given it to him, at least we could tell them we got the money. Don't worry about the wire.
Right.
I was like, yeah, you're right. So I had this little money belt that I would tuck into my pants. And she gave me like 30 racks. And so I'm flying on fucking ecstasy because I'm thinking it's my day off. I
right.
Have to, have a little fun and shit. And now I got fucking 30 racks on me, and we're walking through the crowd, thousands of people. It's only me and him. And the power goes off in the whole festival. It's a big fucking festival. You know, like at least 60, 70,000 people are there.
Wow.
And I was like, hey, homie. He goes, I got a lot of money on me, and ain't nobody gonna take this shit. And he goes, yeah. And I go, if the shit goes down, the shit's gonna go down. We just gotta go back to back, He goes, yeah, fuck it. And we went. There was the rave tent.
Right.
Somehow they had a generator, and they were the only ones going. So we went over there to the rave tent, where there were some fucking lights.
Right.
And just kicked it there until the night was over, and we're flying, looking at all the little raving lights and listening to the music. And
that's dope.
It was a cool night.
On some good ecstasy, because like when it comes to all that shit, I'm a virgin, bro. I never did shrooms. I tried smoking weed twice when I was a teenager, and to be honest with you, I had like an allergic reaction that it just wasn't for me. So I'm a beer guy or tequila guy. That's what I like to do. Okay, but now, how long does a trip like that last?
I would say that one was about a good 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was a good one, because usually it's probably about like 4 hours, maybe if it's like one.
All right.
But I thought I was like, young again. Like I thought I was in my early 20s.
Right.
When I was in my later 20s, and I thought like, oh man, I used to do a couple hits at a time. This ain't shit,
Right,
so,
right.
I thought I'm older and I'm, cockier. That shit put me on my ass, But it was fun.
That'll work. Okay, now now let me ask you this: being on the road, because I know you're on the road sometimes weeks, sometimes months at a time.
Yeah.
Did you ever, how do I present the question? Did you ever really like it? Did you ever really get used to it? Was this life for you, just being on the road? Because, okay, for an example, the longest that I've ever been away from home at one point was 1 month, okay? And to be quite honest with you, because it's work. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that when you tap into a new city or new state or whatever, you go check into your room. Many times you go do sound check, or you go to the radio station, you promote, and then you got to go do mic check, go back to the room, get something to eat, then go back and perform, and then do whatever, probably do the same thing the next day. So it's a lot of shit going on. When I came home after a month, because I was dying, I'm home for 2 days, and I'm like, I want to be back on the road again. Was it life for you, or did you ever get used to it, being on the road?
Yeah, I loved it from day one.
Okay.
I loved traveling and going to see different cities and meet different people and see different cultures when we started traveling outside of the U.S.
Yeah.
And I was, I felt like I was at home, but I was traveling around the world,
Right.
I never was at one place, but I felt like that was home to me. And I was content with just having a hotel room and not having all my shit there. Like when I would go home, it was cool. Like I had all my shit. I had the car, the motorcycle or whatever. I had all my different clothes or whatever. But when we were on tour, I would take enough for 7 to 10 days of clothes.
Yeah.
And I was cool with that for a couple months, because sometimes we were gone a couple months. And I mean, we went to, I think, 44 countries with both the bands. All together, I went to like 44 countries, every state, and most of the time we went to the States every year.
Okay.
We went to the same cities, same states. Some of the countries we wouldn't go to every year, and go like every couple years or whatever. But like I've been going to Japan since 1992. We went maybe 30 times, over the, all these years, in South America and Europe, Germany, Paris, Italy. Been to those countries multiple times. It became to the point where we started getting bored of going to the same cities, and we loved traveling so much that we ended up telling Kara, hey, can you book us a tour in this country or that country? Like they were places that people weren't used to going.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't like traveling. Shit is far. Like sometimes we're on the plane for like 24 hours.
See, I can't do that shit, bro. I may have to take some ecstasy. Yeah. Because I can't do that shit. And one thing that I regret ever doing, Esteban, is in the early 90s, when they wanted to hire me as a DJ to go DJ in Japan or Australia or Canada or Germany.
Yeah.
I turned them all down.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why I regret that. Even to this day, at my age, 53 years old, I regret it because those invitations never came back around.
Yeah.
My whole thing, I just told my manager, Steve, next time, bro, how long is the flight? 13 hours. Fuck all that. I'm not going.
Yeah.
Are you sure I can get you in Japan? Nah, I'm not. I can have you there for 7 days. He was going to have me in Germany for doing it like a DJ tour. And I was like, nah, bro, I'm not flying 13 hours.
Yeah.
And those invitations never came back around, man.
Yeah.
So
they're like, for what? He didn't want to come this time.
Yes, exactly.
It feels like, he can't come this time because his wife's going to have a baby on maybe on that same day.
Right.
Then you might get the second round of invitations.
Right.
But if you're just turning it down, they're like, cool.
Yeah.
There's other guys that will show up.
Yes, pretty much saying, fuck that dude. We don't need him. Now, okay, you take a group like House of Pain that you were there from the very beginning, and you got Cypress Hill. House of Pain breaks up. Cypress Hill got their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Congratulations to them. I congratulated B here and Bobo here as well. My thing is this. For rappers or groups watching and listening right now to this, how can a group have longevity? Because Cypress Hill has longevity.
Yeah.
So from the time that they started, even now, they're still relevant. People know who they are. Is there a secret? What is it that you could share to these youngsters that are saying, you know what, I rap, but I want to be known 30 years from now, like LL Cool J just got inducted into the, what was
Hall
it?
of Fame?
Yes.
Yeah.
Longevity. What do you think it is that kept Cypress out there?
I think it was just the easiest thing I'd say is the working hard, the hard work and just showing up, they I mean, I don't remember a time when we would turn down tours really. Like we weren't getting the radio play or the video play like other groups were, cuz you have songs like How I Could Kill a Man, Hand on the Pump, Smoking Weed When It Was Illegal. Like all that shit ain't gonna get on the radio,
right?
Or it's not gonna get on a video show that's like G-rated. So
right.
The only way to make people hear you and buy your records and know who you are is touring. And you look at a group like Grateful Dead. Like I don't think I've ever seen one of their videos or heard one of their songs on the radio ever.
Right.
But they're a huge fucking band. They're known for touring. And they have a strong like cult following.
Yes.
And it's because that they toured.
Right.
That they weren't scared to go out and get theirs, Okay. And I would just say, you gotta be willing to work harder than anybody else.
Yes.
And do shows and the thing that I see now is that the young people nowadays are lip syncing over their lyrics.
Yes.
And like the guys that I work with, I tell them, hey man, if we ever get a opportunity where you have to go perform live,
yes,
do everybody in the community, in the culture, a favor and don't rap over your lyrics. And that's one thing. Like Be Real has memorized every song he's ever done, and he could perform any one of those songs at any given time, and live.
And I'm glad you said that, at any given time, because I've met today's rappers that cannot rap without looking at their lyrics on their phone, and they're performing in front of people.
Right.
I've seen some young guys do that. They're like, yeah, this and that, I got that, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know. And then when I mention it right away, oh, you're just hating.
Yeah, you're old head hating on the
Yeah,
you know.
like-
but it's not even that. Like Milli Vanilli, the young crowd doesn't know who they are.
Yeah, they don't know.
But the guy committed suicide because all the shit he was getting, because people were talking shit about him. Basically, it's like karaoke.
Yeah.
You're just doing karaoke of your own shit. So people were clowning these dudes so bad that the one guy ended up smoking himself, you know.
And Esteban, that was before social media.
Right.
So the headlines, newspapers, the news killed his ass.
Yeah, that wasn't even the millions and millions of people that are making little comments on your fucking page. You know, that was just like he just couldn't deal with that. You know, and then Ashley Simpson, I guess she went on a TV show and did lip syncing, Jessica Simpson's sister.
Yeah.
And the whole next day, everybody's just shitting on her for like lip syncing.
You know, I saw a live on TV. I believe it was a New Year's show in New York, and Mariah Carey was caught lip syncing. Now, we all know she can sing. We're not trying to take that away, but she was performing that day, and she actually took the mic away when the lyrics were still going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. But now that's normal.
It is. It is.
And even like the other day when Jadakiss and them were battling Jim Jones and them.
Right, right.
Or Dipset. The whole crew. Like, yeah, the Locks versus the Dipset. They were calling them out, going, hey, man, you know, this is live. We're from New York. This is the mecca of hip-hop. Like, you know, don't lip sync. Like,
right.
I was like, you know, that was pretty cool that they didn't accept it. You know, they're like,
right.
hey, we're all from this old school way of thinking. Like, we got to keep this shit alive, you know? We got to make an example.
Right.
And they were calling them out on it, like, hey, don't do that shit. You know, we're all from New York. We're all from the same era.
Right.
Let's do this shit how we were taught.
Exactly.
How we did it. And it was cool to see, because I always just thought it was just me.
Right.
I always thought, like, it's probably just me thinking, like, you know, being too hard on the culture or whatever, you know, but no, a lot of people from back then think the same way.
Yes, no, it's true. Do you keep up with today? Before we go to break, do you keep up with today's rap?
I try to, pretty much, but I don't listen to the radio too much.
Same here.
Because there's Spotify and Apple Music and everything, I pretty much curate my own playlist every day, you know? Like I'll hear something I like, or somebody will tell me, hey, this is a good song or something like that, and then I'll play different stuff like that, and I pretty much just listen to music that I like or I know, or that somebody turns me on to, where I'm like, hey, what is that one, you know? But it's not like back in the day when you used to listen to the radio and you would hear something, like the DJs were the ones playing you the new music, to where you picked up on that.
Right,
you know, like, I think it's just different now, the way we're getting music.
Yeah, yeah. Are you a fan of trap music?
Some of it.
Okay.
You know, some of it. I'm pretty much open-minded to all kinds of music. You know, like I can appreciate talent.
Yes.
And it's talent, you know.
Absolutely.
And if it's, you know, from any genre.
Yeah.
You know, I have songs in my playlist that people are like, you listen to that kind of music? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, damn, that's cool. Like, I thought you'd only listen to like 90s gangster rap or
Hand on the Pump or something.
Yeah, something like that, you know. And I'm like, no, I listen to a little bit of everything.
Yes, no, exactly. Same here. I like, one of my favorite groups that I like, I truly love to bump, The Doors. I bump a lot of Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. I bump a lot of that shit, you know. I rarely ever really listen to rap unless somebody tells me, check this guy out. This guy's fucking dope. then I will listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of that mumble rap because I see a lot of guys mumbling on purpose.
Yeah.
Like if it's a style, like it's a thing. Maybe it is. I don't know. But anyways, we're going to take a break and we're going to come right back after 10 minutes. But you know what? Here's what I want to do. Everybody on the live chat, listen up. I'm going to take some questions and my boy Alex is going to read them to us after. So if you guys have any questions that you guys got for Estevan, please type them in there. No bullshit questions, just like some real shit, whether it's photography, whether it's about management, whether it's about touring, whether it's whatever. Ask it. We'll get to those questions, and I got a lot more that I want to ask him. Especially, I want to talk a little bit more about the documentary that my boy Alex should have posted the question. Did anybody watch the documentary? Did you post it? Can you give us those results right now before we go to break? See if you can read it to us.
Okay, 128 votes. The question is, have you watched LA Originals? And 72% said yes, and 28% said no.
Okay, so we'll be back. And somebody asked, are rappers selling their souls? Well, I guess we'll ask them that question when we come back. So once again, call somebody, text somebody, you know the rest. And I think I'm going to start drinking, so we'll be back 10 minutes. Don't fuck around.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how you doing? It's me, Little Easy E, Eric Wright. And a lot of you know me, know I like to smile. And to thank for my beautiful smile, I want to thank Occidental. That's Occidental in Hollywood. So check this out. For all your dental needs, be sure to come to them because they'll be there to take care of you. That's Occidental in Hollywood. Check them out.
What's up, San Campos, aka Big Citric, inviting everybody to tune in and subscribe to Tony Vision, Roadium Radio with your host, Tony A. the Wizard.
What's happening? It's your boy Bobby Castro, and I'm here at Roadium Radio with the homie Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out the shit.
What's good, y'all? Eric Bobo from the mighty Cypress Hill, chilling right here on Roadium Radio with the homeboy Tony A. the Wizard. That's right.
Hey everybody, this is Cliff Ritchie, and I'm here on Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard.
What's cracking? It's your homie Crazy Boy, Blue Rain Music. You tuned in to Roadium Radio with the homie Tony A. the Wizard. Tune in every Wednesday and Sunday right here.
What's up, everybody? This is Dali C, the Trap Queen, and you guys are listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure you guys tune in.
Yo, what's up? This is DJ Bobby B, and you're live with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio.
1212 coming to you live from the Harbor area. DJ Ralph Ham rocking beats with my man Tony A. Rocking the SB 1200. Let's go.
Yo, what's up? This is DJ Yella coming straight out of Compton, Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A. the Wizard. Check him out.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Miss Gato from NYC. Andamos aquí with Tony A. the Wizard at Roadium Radio. You already know how to bring the NYC love. Hey, shout out to all of you guys.
Hey, what's cracking? It's that Guilty One. You're tuned in to Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard, live every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Like and subscribe.
What's going on? It's Hazard. You are tuned in with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure you tune in every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yo, this is your boy Invincible, and you are watching the Roadium Radio Show with Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure you're tuned in and watching. Ooh-ah.
What's up, guys? This is Isabella Soul, and you're tuning in with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.
What's up, guys? It's your girl J-Rocks. I'm here on Roadium Radio with your host, Tony A. the Wizard. I'll make sure to tune in on Sundays and Wednesdays, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Yo, what's up? This is Jose Homicide. You hanging out at Roadium Radio, hosted by Tony A. the Wizard. Like and subscribe.
All right, what up? It's your boy King Cash right here at Roadium Radio with the homie Tony A. The Wizard. Make sure you guys subscribe.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Trouble P here at Roadium Radio with your boy Tony A. The Wizard. Make sure y'all subscribe and tune in. West Coast.
Yo, what it do? This your boy, Big Havoc. One Hood Admiral, South Central Cartel General. And you're tuned in to Roadium Radio with my boy, Tony A. The Wizard. Stay locked in.
Hello everybody, this is Rocky Padilla. And you're listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A. The Wizard.
Hey, what's up, my people? Hey, Trouble Kid right here, you know, in the house. Shout out to Tony A. The Wizard, and shout out Roadium Radio. Much love. Thank you for having me.
What up, world? It's YQ, Young Quicks, and right now you're listening to the OG, Tony A. The Wizard, on Roadium Radio. Make sure to keep it locked, subscribe, comment, hate. It don't matter, man. We get into it. Little 5 stand up.
Hey, what up? It's your boy Mark Cruz. You're now tuned in to Roadium Radio with Tony A. The Wizard, the legend. Tap in.
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Queenie. You're tuned into Roadium Radio. Check my man Tony A. The Wizard every Wednesday and Sunday. Stay tuned. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what it is.
What's up, pimpin'? It's your boy Johnny Boy, a.k.a. Mr. Las Vegas. At Roadium Radio with your boy Tony A. The Wizard. Yes, catch us every Wednesday and Sunday. Yeah.
Hey y'all, this is Elia Cadena here at Roadium Radio with motherfucking Tony A. The Wizard. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share.
Can I get a moment of your time? Hey, it's your boy Lucky Sun Zoo from Hood Starks Podcast. Hey, fuck with one of the best podcasts in the game, Tony A. The Wizard, Roadium Radio. Don't motherfucking play with it. Don't sleep on it. Hey, H.A., stand the fuck up. Yes, sir.
What's up? This is Clever from the brown side. Make sure you guys tune into Roadium Radio with Tony A. The Wizard. If not, you're a bitch.
What's cracking? It's your boy Young Thrive right here with the homie Tony A. The Wizard on Roadium Radio. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Check out the best interviews on the West Coast. Yeah.
I'm on the Roadium Radio. What up? It's ODM from Lighter Shade of Brown. You know your daddy's favorite rapper, your mama's favorite DJ. Plus that YouTube star, you know what I mean? RBG fam. Lighter Shade all day with the homie Tony A. Right here, Roadium Radio, Sundays and Wednesdays. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? This is Dalia Coronado. I'm here on Roadium Radio, and you can tune in on Sundays and Wednesdays with Tony A. The motherfucking Wizard.
What's up, y'all? This is your boy Raz Kaz, and you are tuned into Roadium Radio with my big homie, Tony A. The Wizard. What's up?
This is Truth with Tony A. The Wizard at Roadium Radio. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Live Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. Tune in.
Hey, what's up? This is Lalo KB desde Atlanta. You're listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A. The Wizard.
Yo, you know what it is. It's your boy OG Rome, a.k.a. Mr. Everywhere, repping Road Dogs Entertainment. Make sure you tune in to Tony A. The Wizard at Roadium Radio.
What up? You know what it is. It's the LA West Coast native, the Vario. And you gotta tap in with my boy, Tony A. The Wizard at Roadium Radio every Wednesday and Sunday.
Going on, it's your boy Isaac Palau on Roadium Radio with Tony A. The Wizard. Tune in every Wednesday and Sunday.
Hey, what's up? This is Lady Band. Make sure you're tuning in to Roadium Radio with Tony A. The Wizard, Sundays and Wednesdays.
Yo, what's up? This is Jimmy from Urban Kings. Make sure you tune in with Tony A. The Wizard on Roadium Radio.
This is AO to the Saint coming to you live from Roadium Radio, hosted by my homeboy Tony A. The Wizard. That's right, baby.
Mr. 1212. Right about now, Eazy-E and Dr. Dre's in the motherfucking house.
Times are getting crazy, it's really hard to choose it. The Roadium's a spot to get funky, fresh music. Easy motherfucking E and my homeboy Dr. Dre. MC Ren is in effect, and you know we don't play. The Roadium is hitting, but you know you can't leave until you get a deaf ass tape from Steve. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Yeah, man, I came all the way down to the Roadium spot, man, to pick up one of them NWA tapes, man. And I talked to homeboy Steve down there, man, and he said I'm fresh out of tapes, man. How the fuck you fresh out of tapes, man? He said cause they selling like hotcakes and shit, man. That's my man going down. Hey, mom, what's for dinner?
And welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio episode 211. Once again, and I'm here with Estevan Oriol. Once again, LA Originals. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody on the live chat, everybody talking shit, everybody celebrating, everybody whatever. Once again, Estevan, how you doing? Everything good?
Hell yeah, brother.
I got you a beer. I got you a little shot. Maybe we can just toast to whatever.
Yeah.
Here you go. That one's yours. I don't know if you can reach it. So, salud.
Salud.
To your long and prosperous life and a beautiful future.
Thank you, brother.
So,
Espolón. I did a little commercial for them.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me.
So what do you want to cheers to? Like we got to do a cheers thing. And I just said, to my mom and to my homies, and they're like, they weren't ready for that one,
Oh.
I think I went a little too deep. But that's what I think about,
Right.
So I wanted to do a cheers to to my mom and to my homies that aren't here.
Right.
Because I feel like we can do it for them. They're
Exactly.
not here no longer, so we can.
Exactly. It's a great way to remember them as well and acknowledge them. Yeah, and even to some of the homies that are locked up.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was at Power 106, and a couple of my homeboys were like doing 25 to L, and I said, I want to give a shout out to so and so, so and so, so and so. Years later now, I'm now in my maybe late 40s. One of my boys gets out, and I saw, hey man, he had just did like 26 years. I hugged him, and he told me, the first thing he told me was this: I heard you when you said my name. And that was like back in 1992. He goes, man, you never forgot about me, so thank you. So a lot of times it means a lot to people when you give them a shout out. So, and sometimes, some people just want a shout out just to say hi, and I avoid those guys. But anyways. But you know what? Okay, now, I know when LA Originals came out, COVID cock blocked everything.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I know you guys were supposed to have the big
Premiere
yes.
South by Southwest.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Now, when things started to open up again, when the pandemic was somewhat starting to let people out, did they have anything for you guys still, or it was just over?
No, that's it. Basically, what it felt like to me, Netflix is like kind of like a membership only YouTube channel. Like they just upload the video and it's over. Like they don't promote it or anything like that.
Really?
But what I did was I went and bought like 1,000 posters.
Okay.
We made like a movie poster, and because whenever I look at Netflix, it's always like a still that they got out of the movie and they just put a big N on it.
Oh.
And I used to always love looking at poster art from the movie, because I thought that they cared. And they put a lot of time into how are we going to sell this movie with just one photo and lay it out to where we can bring people in that will want to see this movie.
Right.
And there was a lot of things that people don't know about that go into those posters, like whose name's going to go on the right, whose name's going to go on the left, whose name is a little bit bigger than the other guys.
Right.
And there's a lot of different little details that people don't know about, but we learned because me and Cartoon, we had our own little agency where we learned how to do album covers and movie posters and stuff like that. So we learned all that shit. And so we ended up making our own movie poster, and then I went and got some stencils made, and I got, gave them out to people that wanted them, and gave them to little homies and stuff, and been like, hey, go get us out there. And they went and smashed the streets with the snipes and with the stencils, so that we had like a presence, because otherwise it was like the movie's up, and if you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you didn't.
Yeah.
And luckily, when the movie came out, it started trending.
Yes.
And it worked its way up to number 9, and I was like, fuck, this is crazy. Like, I never thought anybody would give a shit, to make it to number 9 on the thing. The next day it went to like number 7, then it fell back down to 8, and then it went up to 6, and it just kept bouncing up and down.
When I saw it was number 5.
Yeah.
When I saw it.
It got up to number 4.
Okay.
In the United States for everything that was on Netflix.
Right.
And it went to number 1 as a documentary.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
Fuck it. COVID came, smashed all of our plans,
Right.
To the, broke them all, shattered our dreams,
Yeah, you're right.
But then it was like the day that shit came out, the Netflix gods came in and raised us up to the top, and
the Netflix gods, that's dope.
Yeah, we, it was like, man, people did give a shit, and they did want to see it, and it was like, that's cool, So
yeah. Now let me ask you this, because how long was it? It was about an hour long, if I'm correct?
90 minutes.
Okay, 90 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
After watching it, 90 minutes, or that would be an hour and a half. Okay. After watching it yourself, okay, because if I'm correct, all that footage and all those pictures were yours.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you ultimately, this may sound like a dumb question, but I just want to ask for the fans that want me to ask. Were you finished with were you happy with the finished product?
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, as an artist, you're never happy.
Okay.
You can always make it better.
Yes.
But when you're working with other people, and you have to compromise, you have to, if there's a deadline, it's like, there you go, you got to let it go. There's no, well, wait, there's just one more thing I wanted to put in. They're like, nah, fuck that. This is the date. If it ain't done by that date, then that's it. You're asked out.
Right.
So for me, I wanted to do a series like the Defiant Ones. I thought me and Toon had enough footage, and we had enough story with our crew that we could do something like Jimmy and Dre did,
Yes.
And they didn't see it like that. They're like, nobody knows you. You guys are fucking, who knows you?
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, cool. Yeah, you're right. And then the shit came out and went buck wild, and now we're like, okay, well, I guess people cared, So
yeah. I thought it could have been a series, okay?
Yeah.
Like a little docu-series. My thing was this, that if somebody would have asked me, Tony, what did you think about it? I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But if I had one bone to pick with it, it would be this, Estevan. I just thought it should have been a lot longer, like you said, because I felt there was so much info, so much footage, so many pictures in so little time.
Yeah.
Like, you gave us so much that, like, I literally had oh shit, that was a dope picture. I had to rewind it.
Yeah.
And oh shit, what? I had to rewind.
Nothing got to breathe.
Thank you.
And that's what the fucked up part of it was, is I had too much shit,
Yes.
And like, I even have that problem right now. We're doing one for Cypress Hill for Showtime, coming out on 420, and it's like, I only have a little bit of time to do this fucking 30 years of one of the best hip hop groups of all time. Their whole life in 90 minutes. And like, I struggled the fuck out of getting me and Toon's thing in 90 minutes. Because to me, it was kind of like a highlight reel, like,
yes.
There wasn't like we got to let you go into, deep and into little parts that would have, been better for the people that have been following us. They would have got more of the full story. To me, it was like we were just scratching the surface.
Yes, I believe so too.
But for fucking 25 years, what could we do in 90 minutes?
Right.
Like, you saw all that shit. Like, you can imagine all the shit we had to cut out.
Mhm.
At one point, the producers sent me an 8-hour movie, and they're like, "We know it's 8 hours, but just watch it and tell us what you like and what we could pull back on." And I was like, "Well, fuck, I like the whole thing.
Right.
We can't just send that to Netflix and be like, okay, look, here's 8 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 4 shows. Like, we got this."
Yeah.
They're like, they signed the contract 90 minutes, so cut off fucking 6.5 hours. 6.5 hours. And I'm like, God damn.
Wow.
Man. I'm a good, director and photographer, but I'm not a fucking magician,
Right.
So I had to let go, of my feelings and let the 3 editors that were working on it do their craft, their art.
Right.
And that was hard, It's like, that's your baby, that's your life. Like, they're putting my life out there for the whole world to see. And there's so much shit that didn't make it, and so many people that weren't in it that should have been in it. And they're like, "Hey, Holmes, what about me? Hey, Holmes, what about me?" And my family members, like, "You didn't even mention your family, this, that." And I'm like, man, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Like, what do you think I should have cut out and put you in there?
Yeah.
Where would I fit you?
I'm glad you're saying this, because there's times that I get phone calls. "Hey, bro, I've been knowing you. You never once shouted me out on your podcast." I fucking forget.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
is it that fucking important? Like, well, you mentioned so I understand what you're saying when they say you didn't even talk about your family. Like, you probably did, and it got cut out.
Yeah, no, I did.
So,
and I had family members that were in there and they got cut out, and there was some people like there's some people that I didn't get on there that I was like, "Oh fuck, I didn't interview this dude," or like, and they brought it up to me recently. They're like, "Hey, Holmes, like, I was kind of butthurt that you didn't put me on there." I was like, fuck. Like, what the fuck? I should have, man. Like,
right.
You're 1,000% right.
Right.
And I fucked up, but it's like, it's gone.
Right, what can you do?
Yeah, like, I'll make it up to you.
Right.
Trip, somehow, some way.
Now that it's out, does Netflix, do they own it?
Yeah, for a couple of years they have it.
Can you guys ever, if you guys wanted to, like, for us old school dinosaurs,
right,
press up a DVD and sell it?
If we buy it.
Okay.
If we bought it from them, then we could do whatever the fuck we want. There's something in our clause where we can sell it, but not to a streaming platform.
Right.
Like, if there's like Canal Plus, like a TV channel in Paris or France that wants to buy it to play on TV, like, this Sunday night at 8 o'clock, we're going to show this, like old school TV.
Right.
Or BBC4, the channel in London that plays documentaries. Like, if we wanted to sell it to those kind of channels,
right,
or PBS or whatever, we could sell it to those channels and we have the right to do that, but we don't have the right to sell it to like a Hulu or this or that, another streaming channel.
Yeah.
So, we could get it out there more, but we're negotiating some shit with them.
Okay. Now, as far as the Cypress Hill documentary, how long has that been in production? How long have you been working on it?
A little bit over a year.
A little bit over a year. So by the time it comes out, it'll be close to 2 years, possibly?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, shit like that takes time. Now, that one's going to be 90 minutes as well?
Yep.
So people keep in mind, okay, it's a 90-minute documentary. We already know it's going to be dope, but sometimes you have to, what did you say, 30 years in 90 minutes?
I have like 300 hours of footage.
Wow.
That I have to put in an hour and a half. So I'm cutting out 300, I'm cutting out 298 and a half hours of footage.
Wow.
And I'm keeping an hour and a half of that footage, So,
and that's going to be exclusively on Showtime.
Showtime, yeah.
On 420.
Yeah.
That shit is dope, man. That shit is dope. I can't wait to see it because I'm a huge, and I told B this, that some of the best shows that I've ever seen go back to NWA, KRS-One, Cypress Hill, Ghetto Boys. Of course, those are all when their shit came out.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see because I'm a huge Cypress Hill fan. Now, one thing I will say about their music is this, that I've talked to a lot of fans that not only seen the B interviews when I had him here, but are just Cypress Hill fans that I asked them, when did you become a fan of like Cypress? For me, it was when I first heard their demo tape before their album dropped.
Right.
And I loved it.
I have that tape.
You still have it?
I have the cassette Muggs gave me.
You got to take a picture of it and post that motherfucker.
I think I have.
Oh, really?
Oh, I did on my stories.
Okay.
Because sometimes I get all emotional. I'm at the pad and I'm going through like memories and shit. And I'll just go like, fuck it. You know, I'm just going to hit him with this. Like, you know, where were you, motherfucker? You
exactly.
Know, like, I was doing this, and this.
Right.
You know, 90s shit. Like, to me, I don't want to be stuck in the 90s, but fuck, that was a good era.
It was an awesome era. It was an awesome era. You know, but now, like, for an example, as far as, like, I ask them, like, what were you a fan? And I'm always thinking they're going to say the first album.
Yeah.
Because to me, when I first heard How I Could Just Kill a Man, I was hooked.
Yeah.
Okay? No, it was the second album. Yeah. But it's funny because even though the second album was a lot different, at least in my opinion, other than Incident in the Membrane, they, like I told B, that was genius that you guys gave the fans of the first album what they wanted, and the rest of the shit was like dark, like it was dope.
Yeah.
People were like, that was my shit. So I think, not like you said, not only working, accepting shows, but also having great music out there for longevity.
Yeah, you got to have it. I mean, fuck, if you don't have that, then, I mean, you can be on tour all you want with some whack shit and you'll never hit. You know?
Exactly.
But
exactly.
Like, you figure like the first album, the second album, Black Sunday, the third album's Temple of Boom.
Yes.
The fourth album is Cypress 4. Like all bangers. And then the fifth album, half hip hop, half rock with a fucking full on band. Come on, man. Who else did that?
Yeah, and then having a Spanish album.
The Spanish album, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. Like the live album, Live at the Fillmore, is like they were coming with it, like kicking the door down every time.
What is your favorite Cypress Hill album, if you have one?
I can't even.
Okay.
I can't even do that because, like, I mean, of course, the first one is the one that got me hooked, you know. But I mean, there's fucking songs on every album that I just love, you know.
Right.
It's like,
to me, I confess this to him, it was the first one.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the last time it was here, I pulled out my album and I said, "You need to sign it," and I have it framed out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me, it was the first one because it was just so different, and I think that's where I encourage artists, like, bro, if you want to stand out, you can't follow people. You got to be different.
But how can they? How can they be different now when everything's been done? Like, imagine, like, telling, like you said, like, would you ever want to tell a photographer, like, you know, teach a photography thing?
Right.
It's like, when I started, I was doing shit that I didn't never see nobody doing it before. You know, but now it's like everything's been photographed.
Yes.
Everything has been rapped about.
True.
You know, so it's like, how can they can't be original, but, you know, as far as like something that nobody's done, but they can be original as far as doing it their way. And not trying to, you know, like sound like everybody else or dress like everybody else, but it's fucking hard now.
It is.
So much has been done, you know?
It is. You know, now, since you brought up photography, because the question was, have you ever taught classes or lectured about photography? And you said, you know what, well, you know, I do it my way, and I probably wouldn't be able to speak. Well, I guess you would say you would teach it your way because you didn't go to a school.
Right.
You know, so... Excuse me. So I understand that maybe you are not teaching properly. Like, for an example, people may say, "Tony, you got a nice little podcast. How did you do it?" I don't know. I just turned it on, started drinking and talking shit.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I don't know if that's the proper way to teach somebody, but it worked for me.
Yeah.
You know? So now, as far as shooting, do you prefer film today or digital? I know the answer, but I have to ask you.
Film, 1,000%. Yeah.
1,000%.
Like, I don't trip on the digital stuff. Like, I have to do it for work, you know.
Okay.
Like that's when I shoot digital when I have to.
Okay.
When I'm forced to. But if I have my choice, it'll always be film because I just feel like it's a way cooler look. Like I have people that like try to copy my style and everything.
I see that a lot.
They do it digitally. And they're like, I make it look just like yours. Like I make it look like film. I even drag it into a filter that is named
the Estevan filter.
Like it's named the same film as you. Like there's filters that say like Tri-X 400 or Ilford HP5. And you can drag the photo into that filter and it supposedly gives that look. But to me, it's like, if you're doing that much to fake the funk, then why?
Right.
Like, why not just shoot the fucking film, you know? It's like, are you trying to save money or what is it, you know? Save time?
I think a lot of guys will shoot people will shoot a picture with their cell phone and then just go to their apps and like black and white. Yeah. Look, I do the same thing as Estevan does.
Yeah. Oh, I see it all the time.
Yeah, I don't understand that. You're original, and it's a compliment when people say, you know what, well, you know, the greatest compliment or whatever is somebody trying to bite your style. My thing is this. If you're making money off of me or off of my style, whatever, to me, that's not a compliment, you know, because you're pretty much stealing my shit to make some money. My thing is I encourage everybody to at least try to be original. Stay in your own lane. Do your own thing. You don't got to copy nobody. You didn't copy nobody. You just started.
Yeah, that's just a shooting. But I think the guy that made up that saying had never been copied. I think that's all that is. Like, nobody ever fucking was copying his shit.
Right.
That's why he's like, yeah, he was thinking it would be great.
It would be great to be copied.
If somebody copied me, I would feel flattered. But I don't think he ever was, and not on any kind of level, because he wouldn't say that shit. Like, that shit is fucked up, you know? Like, I don't think it's cool in any kind of way.
It's not cool. Now, I know you shoot in film. Is film today getting scarce to buy?
Yeah.
It is?
Especially now that the COVID, everything's getting scarce. Like paper, fucking ink, and all kinds of shit.
Wow.
Like, people are like, hey, this is going to be, you know, hard to get. You should buy it. And everything's double the price now.
Yes.
So I try to, whenever I do go to buy film, I try to buy it in bulk and enough to last me in case one of those days comes.
Yeah.
Because I think, I mean, I wouldn't be fucked. I'd still have the digital shit, but I'd be like bummed out, you know?
Yeah. You know, last time you were here, Estevan, we talked about several shoots. When I say shoots, taking pictures. I know you shot Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. But let me ask you, do you have a favorite shoot that you could say, man, that day was fucking dope, or it was fucking magic? Is there such thing as that, like a favorite shoot that you had?
Not a favorite, but I have favorites.
Okay.
Because, you know, 30 years, like I can't.
Yes.
Like it'd be impossible to say that one was the greatest of all times, but I have had a lot of good ones that I was like, fuck, man, that was a great day, you know, like. Or I don't notice it that day, and then I go back to looking at it in the files. I'm like, fuck, man, I got some good shit that day, you know? Because some of the times, like, I'll shoot photos, and I'll open the envelope, and I'll be like, okay, cool, I got it. You know, I got what I wanted to get that day, and then I file it, and I never look at it again. Until, like, 10 or 20 years later, people go like, hey, do you have any photos of this? And I'll go like, yeah, I do. And I'll go to that file and I'll pull it out. I'll be, oh shit, I got some good ones that day. You know?
Yeah.
So there's days where I'm like, yeah, I did that. You know?
This may be a silly question, but I have to ask it. And I don't know if anybody's asked anything. Okay, let me ask them this and then we'll get to that. Is there a picture or a picture that everybody says that's Estevan?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people hit me up on the IG, and they say, I notice pictures of yours without even seeing your name on it. I could tell when you shot it. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
I don't even think of that shit. I think that people only notice my photos if my name's tagged on it.
Okay.
And then there's people that'll tag me in their pictures because they're like, oh, this is inspired by... And then they'll hashtag my name. So if you look at my hashtag, there's a bunch of photos that aren't even mine that are other people's. And I'm like, looking at that. And some of them, I'm like, did I take that shit? Because I'm like, fuck, man. 30 years, a couple, mushrooms, couple hits of acid, maybe an ecstasy or some weed or some tequila or something. I might have forgot some shit,
Right.
So I look at some picture and I'm like, fuck, did I take that fucking thing? And I'll be like, I think I did. And then I'll go and look in my folders and I'll be like, that ain't even my shit.
Yeah.
Some other motherfucker tagged me and they're, claiming the fame,
Right.
So I'll be like, whatever,
Would you say that right there on your sweater is possibly your most famous?
Oh, for sure.
For sure? Okay. What year?
I got 94. I got, check this out.
Okay.
I think in my heart and my soul and my spirit that it's probably the most tattooed photograph ever in the world.
Awesome.
Like I'd put up a couple $100 on that. But you see like this here? These are the ones that I catch.
Okay. And by the way, everybody, I know you guys can't see it, but he's showing me tattoos of people that have tattooed the LA hands on their body, obviously.
And it's all my photos.
And it's all their photos.
It's not the other guys that copied me.
Yeah.
This is the real one.
Awesome.
So it's like, that shit alone is a great accomplishment for me, that fucking 1,000 people tattooed my photo on them for the rest of their life.
Awesome.
That's a great feeling, To me, that's like people buying 1,000 or 1,000,000 records, like going platinum.
Yeah, it's like going platinum.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For me, that's what that feels like. Like I went platinum.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
But I try to think like, well, how many people, like, how many photographs are tattooed on somebody that much? Like, yeah, there's Marilyn Monroe tattooed on people, and a lot of them, but they're different photos.
Right.
Or, whatever. There's other photographs tattooed on people, but it's not the same exact photo.
When you shot that picture, did you know what you had?
No.
Like,
there's another one, like I said, like I had to go back a couple years later. And what it was I was sending magazines photos. And it was always like, hey, can we do an interview on you and send us 10 of your favorite photos? So I would send them like 10 photos of like a lowrider or a girl or some homies or the band or whatever. And it was always a wide shot with like everything in it. The sky, the ground, the side of that, like far away. And I started looking at different things that were coming out. I was like, there's never any like detail shots. Like they say they'd send like, hey, send pictures of lowriders. I would send them 10 pictures of the car with the liquor store in the background and the palm tree and the shoes hanging off of the wire, like everything in the shot. And I was thinking like, man, I should send a shot of just the rim or just the fucking, just the mural, like a part of the mural or something like that, just to show like a little detail of the culture.
Yeah.
And I went back and I looked at that one. I go, let me throw this one in there. And people started really gravitating towards it and using it as the main photo of the story, or they started asking if they could put it on the cover. I was like, yeah, sure, okay. And after all those different responses, positive responses, I was like, you know what? I'm going to run with this. And I just started fucking throwing that one out there because I felt like this is the one picture that can represent our whole culture.
Yeah.
And our whole city all around the world. And you get it.
Yeah.
And they did, like people in foreign countries, they're getting that shit tattooed on them.
Yeah.
Their face, their head, they're everywhere.
Nalgas, everything.
Yeah, ass, cheeks, whatever. And I'm like, fuck, like they get it.
Yeah.
That one photo.
That was dope.
Represents the whole city. And I trip out on that, like I wasn't the first guy that was sitting in my room tweaking, going like, if I did in my finger like that, and then this one like that would make an A. And then it's like, how did I do this? Like I wasn't the first one to do that, right?
Right.
But I did take a picture of that shit, and I've been blasting it worldwide for 30 years. I think that shit would have been, forgotten if that hadn't happened.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Alex, you got some questions? I know you got a couple. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. I started you another shot of Spallone in case you decide to take another shot.
Okay, I'll start with the first questions from earlier that they asked.
Go ahead.
Somebody, I think you kind of answered this, but they want to know what do you think about your finger shot, LA finger getting ripped off?
I love it, man. It's the greatest thing that could ever happen to me. Like they say, there's a great saying from a great man. I don't know who the fuck he was, but he said, like, copying somebody is flattering to you and should just fucking make you feel great.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, that's some deep shit. Like, yeah, that shit is dope right there. Like, I've been thinking about it wrong this whole time. I thought that shit was fucking lame and, fucked up. Then when I saw that quote, I was like, that's just dope,
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think that's just cool.
Go to the next one.
Okay, the next question is, what film would you recommend?
What film?
What kind of film do you recommend for your camera?
I shoot Tri-X 400 Kodak and Ilford HP5 400.
Okay. Go ahead and go to the next one.
They wanted to know if you've worked with the Booyah tribe.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, since day one. I've been, it's been unfortunate, but the family told me to come down because they wanted me to film Godfather's funeral.
Yeah.
And Gangsta Riz's funeral.
Yeah.
And I made these memorial videos to them, for the family only.
Yes.
And I never posted them or anything. And it was just a cool thing to do for the family, you know? But it's hard, because they're my homies too,
Yeah.
Like they told me, hey, come down. We're gonna dress Godfather today. He had already passed.
Yeah.
So they're gonna put him in his clothes that he was gonna wear in the casket.
Yeah.
And put him in his favorite Stacey Adams and everything, and to be in the little room and he's on the table, wearing his clothes that he's gonna wear in the casket, and the two brothers are there, and it was sad,
Yeah.
Like, imagine you're there with your brother and he's passed away, and you got your hands on him, because you love him, and
of course.
And I'm the one there documenting that, taking a picture of that, and then it was like from that to the funeral, like it was heavy,
Yeah.
Like, it was.
Yeah.
And me and Godfather have been around the world. We've been to Europe together. We've been to Japan together, with the Booyah too.
Yeah.
So, and now I fuck with, Cobra's son.
Yeah, you would.
Boy 223. He's on, Spotify. He's got some sick ass songs.
You wouldn't help me get him here. I would like to interview him.
Yeah. Oh, I can get him down here.
Okay. Go to the next one.
Okay. What city was most memorable during your tour?
If any.
There was a lot of cities. Like New York was our second home, because that's where the record labels were. So we love to post up in New York and do stuff. And then, of course, Amsterdam was always great. Like whenever we started getting hip to, like, everything in Europe is like an hour away. Like you're an hour away from France, from Germany, from Spain, from
that's dope.
This, all these different countries, they were like, like the U.S. Everywhere is like an hour away. So towards the end, we were like, if we're gonna go there and do a free promo tour, like a press thing, to where all the labels in Europe would come and interview us, instead of us driving an hour here, an hour there, hour here, hour there. We said, fuck it, let's just post up in Amsterdam, and they could come to the greenhouse and interview us. And then we just post up there and fucking buy bags of weed and mushrooms
and chill.
Be chilling. And fucking every country would come and interview us there. And they only had to come an hour. It was no big deal.
Right.
So it was like, let's do that. So we did that. But It was always like New York, Miami was cool, San Francisco was cool, Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, Tokyo was always great, Paris, Germany, like Berlin was like a home base for us. That's like the home base for Joker brand in Europe, and Italy. I mean, we had so many cities where we had friends. We had legitimate friends that we'd keep in touch with.
That's dope, man.
Every time we'd come back, hey, we're coming back. You know, like we have a homie, Big Red, in Paris. He came out here, and you know, he had gone through some shit, his personal stuff, and he wanted to get away from Paris. He had gone through some hard times, and so he came out here, and a friend of his from Paris lived in L.A., and she got in touch with us and was like, hey, the homie Big Red, he likes your guys' stuff. So he got tattooed by Cartoon. I did a photo shoot for him. We did a video for him, and we became friends. So that every time when we'd go on tour, when you go on tour, the promoter always gets like a local act to open up for you. And so they just get whoever they want.
Right.
It doesn't matter. There's like, that's just an opening act. Give them whatever money, and the main thing that we give a fuck about is when Cypress Hill. So when we go to Paris, we would always have him open up for us. And they're like, hey, do you know anybody in Paris that you would like, or can we just book whoever we want? We go, yeah, get Big Red. So we'd always get Big Red to open up for us in Paris, and he was like the underground dude over there.
Okay.
So when he would come out, they would lose it.
Yeah.
And then we were coming out, and then they would see like, damn, like they're tight with Big Red. Like that's fucking dope, you know. So we had those kind of people around the world that we would bring out with us, you know.
Awesome. Go to the next one.
Okay. The next question is: did House of Pain and Cypress Hill perform on stage at 1992 KMEL Summer Jam?
In San Francisco, I'm assuming. KMEL?
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah.
Very possible.
That was Derek Mallory that asked
Okay,
that.
Derek Mallory.
Thank you, Derek.
Yes.
I think so.
And then the next question is, why do you prefer black and white over color when processing photos?
Yeah, to me it just looks more classic, you know.
Okay.
Like it.
Good answer.
It's timeless.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, I seen black and white mostly. Like that's the kind of film that I grew up to watching. Like the magazines that I love to look at were this magazine called Time, and Life magazine.
Okay.
And a lot of the best stories that had the most impactful photos, when I was looking through them, they were black and white, like war photos or whatever. And I was like, man, I like that shit, and that's the shit that I went with, you know. So I always stuck to that, and you know, I never, because you know, you can tell like in color films, you can kind of see what era it was.
Yes,
like
yes.
The 70s color film looked one way, the 80s colors, the Polaroids films, you know.
When the flip phones first came out.
Yeah, and like even now, like every single thing is so crystal clear and like so crispy. Like you know that those are photos of now.
Right. So, okay. Do we have any more or?
Well, somebody asked if you filmed that Sick Jacket music video.
I believe you did some Sick Jacket. Have you?
I've done
Psycho Realm.
I think the Cutlass or something.
Okay.
The good ones.
The
good one. Okay. A couple of more questions, and we're out of here. Now I want to ask you this: is there anybody right now that, I don't know, maybe I feel weird asking this because I know who you are, but I have to ask this for the fans. Is there anybody right now that I would love to shoot that guy, you know, like still right now alive? Is there anybody out there?
Oh, yeah, there's a shit ton of people, you know.
Like drop us, like give us a couple, because like me, I'm not a photographer,
right?
But if I could shoot somebody, I would say Clint Eastwood, you know, I would say Gene Hackman, I would say Sylvester Stallone, type of guys like that. Is there anybody out there that you would like to shoot?
Yeah, I would like, I have like a little collection of the old school guys that I think that could complete that little collection would be like Joe Pesci, Martin Scorsese, Christopher Walken, Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Like there's that era.
Yes.
There's like, you know, those heavy hitters. Of course, I'd like to do, you know, newer people and stuff like that in the movie industry.
Yeah.
And then I would even like to shoot in music. I would love to shoot, you know, some fucking pictures of the Rolling Stones or Led Zeppelin, you know, like you brought up.
Yeah.
Even to the new kids, you know.
Yes.
Like
yes.
Whoever's like popping now, you
Right.
know. Like,
right.
I mean, for me, I shoot every day. So I still love what I do, and I'm still passionate about it. Like, I haven't got burnt out on it. It's not like, oh, I've been doing it this long. Like, I only do shit to get, you know, for money or whatever like that. Like, I shoot every day no matter what.
Right.
Whether, like, I went and shot these dudes called Dead City Punks right now. They're fucking off the hook. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen. Like, ever.
Right.
Went to see their show. It was free, you know, for whoever wanted to show up. They just go set up their shit and with a generator, plug in and play for thousands of kids. It's free in the fucking alley somewhere or at a dead end, and it just goes buck wild. And the other night, we went to watch their show, and they started with a little film festival. They got like a projector and just put it on the side of a building. And started playing some videos, and then they said, "We're gonna play. We'll probably end up playing." We're like, cool. They didn't start playing till the helicopter came and the cops came.
No shit.
They're like, okay, now let's do it now. So before the cops had enough time to regroup and get their shit, you know, get their shit together. These dudes were already killed the show, and we're like, we're out of here. Let's do it. You know, let's jam before all the cops, you know, get all their little outfits on. And I was like, fuck, man, this is like, it made me feel like the 80s and 90s again.
Right. That's dope.
And it's hard to get that.
Yeah.
It's hard to get
that
that feeling.
Very hard to get that feeling. Let me ask you another question that has to do with photography. Anybody at any point in time throughout history, let's talk about somebody that's deceased. And we're just talking about a bucket list or a wish list. If you could photograph one person, whether it's a musician, book writer, actor, historical figure, whatever, if you had to come down to one person and somebody could say, I can get you that person for 1 hour, who would you shoot? Anybody in any point in time. It could be from fucking Hitler to Stalin to Jim Morrison to Marvin Gaye to whatever.
Man. I mean,
that's a great question.
Yeah, you just said like, the two you just said, like, I was thinking Jim Morrison and Marvin Gaye, like, not Jim Morrison by himself, the group.
Yeah.
Because if I would just have Jim Morrison, that's just Jim Morrison, but the Doors as they came out.
Yes.
Or Jimi Hendrix or
that's who I thought, Jim Morrison and Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, or Marvin Gaye, man. I mean, it's crazy. I shot a picture of Jeezy a couple years ago, and he came out with this outfit on. I think it was like a black turtleneck, and like this like overcoat. It was kind of like a long coat, and he had his head shaved, and he had like a beard, and he reminded me of Marvin Gaye. Like the style he had for that outfit. And I was like, fuck, this is cool. Like, you know, like, it made me feel like I was not shooting Marvin Gaye, but it was that type of vibe.
Okay.
Because there's this video on YouTube of Marvin Gaye singing I Want You, and he's laying on the couch. It's like a live rehearsal of when they first were doing it, and he's just laying on the couch and the band's playing, and he's telling them like, hey, you know, bring this up, drop that, you know, bring the drums in here,
directing them.
Directing them. But he's laying on the couch and he has a microphone like that, and he's like, I want you and I want you, and he's just like effortlessly doing this shit better than motherfuckers are doing out here.
With autotune.
Yeah, we're trying their hardest with every fucking effect that they could have with 1,000,000 people trying to produce them. This motherfucker's on the couch with a microphone just doing
Chilling.
it like sick.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, man. And when you see the other day we're out, because we heard a rumor that Barry White, when he was in the studio doing his shit, like he had a woman that he would sing to.
No shit.
Live in the.
So he would have her like this.
Yeah. And
Wow.
he's singing like, what was that song we were listening to the other day? Yeah, like I want to love you a little more, and all these different songs, and we're like, and it sounds like there had to be a woman there, like,
right.
Yeah, like we're like, what the fuck? And then I go, hey, research Barry White live in the studio, and we found one of him, and it was the same type of thing. Like he's like sitting there with the producer at the board, and telling the producer, hey, bring this in, bring that in. But Marvin did it live with the band,
right?
But Barry White did it with the producer on the boards, and you're like, yeah, you know, he's like, yeah, you know, when I come in the studio and I want to record a song, you know, I'll sit here with the producer, and he started like directing him, like, do this, do that.
Right.
And he started singing live, and I was like, fuck, man, like, this is like real shit right here, real talent. Like, nobody's doing that no more.
No.
There's no new Led Zeppelins or like a Doors or nothing like that.
Nothing.
Like, I don't even know a new rock group that's doing shit like that no more.
I know. And it, at least for me, old school head, you know, it's sad because I'm like, fuck, like at least in rap right now, in my opinion, a lot of it just fucking sounds the same.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, everybody dared to be different back then, you know, but today everybody just wants to fucking follow the leader and fuck it.
Yeah,
Let me put on some gold teeth, paint my hair green, and you know.
These are real ones, though.
Yeah, those are real ones. He didn't buy those at the fucking Compton Indoor. But anyways,
but these motherfuckers in Beverly Hills.
Nah, I mean, but yeah,
no, I know what you're saying. Like I executive produce some young homies. They're called Third World. And you know they have a producer. One raps and one does the artwork. They have like a little collective. And during the pandemic, I was like, hey, there's so much of this going on and that going on. Like, you should do some shit like this right now.
Right.
And at that time, the topics were, you know, the fucking riots.
Right.
The National Guard, the free the kids in cages.
Right.
Like, there was all these topics that when we were listening to Marvin Gaye back in the day, when he was doing Mercy, Mercy Me and I Want You and all those songs.
Classics, yeah.
Those were songs of him singing about issues that were going on in those times.
Right.
And so what I was telling the homies from Third World is, like, right now, we have that. Do some songs about that shit. Because everybody else is doing you know, they're doing that shit. You have the perfect chance right now to do this.
Yeah.
And maybe people will get it, maybe they won't, but maybe down the line, like when I'm taking photos, I'm not taking pictures for today. I'm not taking pictures to show everybody, oh, let me put it on Instagram right now. Like, I don't give a fuck about all that.
Yeah.
My shit is for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the line.
Yes.
Like all my books, I've done 5 books now. They're 25, 30 years of photos in that book. It's not shit that, I did it last month. You know, like to me, I think that's disrespectful to the book culture.
Yes.
You know, like to go out and do a one-day photo shoot and do a book. You know, like.
Right.
I went to a prison in Afghanistan where they had all the Taliban. I have plenty of photos to do a book. I think I did maybe 20, 30 rolls.
Wow.
So I have plenty of photos to do a hardcover book and just put like Kabul, Afghanistan, prison, you know, Taliban prison. And people would be like, fuck, man, that motherfucker must have been there for a month. He must have been inside there with them, you know?
Right.
But I was there for a day.
Wow. Okay, you know what? I know you have. Okay, we talked about comes out 4/20, the Cypress Hill documentary on Showtime, and let's talk quickly about your brands. I know you have Joker brand, and then you have Estevan Oriol brand, if I'm correct. Can you talk a little bit about that? Where can people purchase these things?
The Joker brand they can get on jokerbrand.com.
Okay.
The Estevan Oriol stuff they can get on estevanoriol.la.
.la.
Yeah, I try to make it simple for everybody, you know?
Okay.
I don't do the underscores and nicknames and all that different shit.
Is the link on your bio, on your Instagram bio?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you guys follow him on Instagram, if you don't follow him, and the link is in his bio if you guys want to purchase something of his. So yeah. Okay. And now let me ask you that. I know you were once again a tour manager for House of Pain, Cypress Hill. Do you still manage?
Not manage, but like I said, you know, I'll executive produce.
Okay.
You know, I give you know, younger people like tips or advice or you know, stuff
that's
like
important.
that.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, I'm not into just doing I'm not into just taking. You know, I like to help people.
Yeah.
So I feel that the more people you help, the better off you'll be. You know,
that's a beautiful thing, man.
Because I seen what it's like for people that are just takers. You know.
Yeah.
They end up getting burned out, and nobody wants to fuck with them no more.
Yeah, you know what? I fucking hate takers. Honestly, fuck those dudes, straight up. So if you're a fucking record label and you're fucking fucking up our people, you know what? Because I know a lot of dudes that sign artists and fuck them. And I've had a lot of artists that have sat across from me that told me, you know what, I signed to this Chicano rap label and they fucked me. They did this, and they come to find out that it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You know, I would rather help and, you know, bless others. You know, you release good will come back.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all. Other than that, Esteban, where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now?
Still smashing, you know. Like,
Okay.
I don't see myself slowing down. I mean, you know, right now I'm on my little knee scooter.
Right.
And that ain't slowing me down, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm out there pushing that motherfucker with my other leg as hard as I can, you know. So I get up every day at like 7:30. Like I said, we do our little sauna and ice ritual, and then we hit the streets to like probably 4, and then drive to the office, you know, so that we're not right at the 9 to 5 traffic.
Right.
Get to the office, and then we do our office shit till like 12, 1, 2 in the morning and start over.
Okay.
And because, you know, you never know when the shit's gonna, like, I got the COVID.
You did?
Yeah, I was in my pad for 14 days doing the 14-day quarantine, and I was like, this shit ain't getting no better, you know, this shit's getting worse.
Wow.
So I went to the hospital, and they're like, you know, right this way, sir, and put me in there for 11 days. So I was there for like, you know, I had the COVID legitimately for a month, and then it took a couple months for everything to come back. You know, like I was weak, and the taste and the smell and all the different bullshit.
So all that shit went away? Like
Yeah.
your taste and your smell?
Yeah, and I was having my homies, because when you say you're vegan at the hospital, it's already like cafeteria food.
Yeah.
So like everybody else is getting like chicken and mashed potatoes and like some peas.
Right.
Well, I couldn't eat the mashed potatoes because they have the milk and all that shit, and I couldn't eat the chicken because it's fucking meat. So I said, hey, it says vegan on the thing, and they're like, oh, okay, sorry about that. They go and fucking scrape the chicken and the potatoes off and bring me the peas back. You know, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? Some fucking peas? Like, fuck out of here, like they say in New York, you know? So I'd have the little homies like, hey, fool, go to this place, go to Veggie Grill, grab me some food or whatever, you know, and they would deliver to the security. And I kind of felt like Jeff Spicoli in Fast Times at Ridgemont
Yes,
High,
exactly.
getting the pizza delivered.
Yeah.
But fuck, man, you know, I had to eat. So I was, you know, going through that shit, and then my doctor, I told him, hey, don't let me go out like this, man. Like, on my floor, it was a COVID floor. So the nurses would come in, like the movies, like fucking hazmat suits on, and
No
the shit was
shit.
scary, you know? Like, I would look at them going like, God damn, who are they here for?
Right,
know?
exactly.
Oh, shit, they're here for me. So they were poking me, fucking giving me like these blood thinner shots all in my stomach. I looked like a fucking pincushion. They had an IV in this arm, an IV in that arm. I was taking all these pills, and I just felt like fuck. But like I tried all the other shit, you know. I tried, rubbing guacamole on my face and putting a tortilla on my head and going
lighting the Virgin Mary candle, drinking a 7-Up.
I tried drinking 7-Up. I tried every fucking little thing that, putting sage around myself and everything that people were telling me to do. Drink ginger and eat this and, eat one garlic and half an onion and fucking all this different shit I was trying. None of that shit worked. So when I got into a motorcycle accident, I didn't go and do all that weird shit.
Right.
I went to the fucking hospital and they saved my life.
Yes.
So when I got the COVID, I tried all the weird shit that didn't work. So then I went to the hospital. They saved my life. But that fucking first week was stressful.
Yeah.
Especially when the nurses would come in and they'd be bringing your food and they'd get like right to your bed and they'd go, cold blue. And you hear it over the intercom and they'd run out and your food's like over there and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Go by the door and grab my food? And they'd come back in and they'd come like some shit happened.
Right.
Like maybe they lost somebody.
Right.
So I was like, well, fuck, I guess, this shit is really real. It's not a hoax.
Right.
It's not fake. I tried to drink the bleach like the president said. That shit didn't work. So I was like, I'm just going to kick it here and let these dudes do their thing. They're the ones that went to school for this shit for 20 years. They got all the good grades and everything, and I'm going to just go with the flow,
Let them do their job. Yeah.
And just like every other time they saved my life or helped me get better,
right? They
did it one more time, and
here you are.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, man. I'm glad you're here.
Yes, sir.
Other than, salud. Other than that,
cheers. One more
cheers.
Salud.
Here you go, Mas.
Yes, sir.
Fuck COVID. So now, do we have any more questions? Or we're good? If not, we're good.
No, I had like 2 questions, but that was
like 2,000 questions over there.
Okay, other than
there was
that,
a good question I see.
There's a lot of good comments in there, huh?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers wrote like paragraphs.
Other than that, Esteban, what can people expect other than the Cypress Hill documentary 2022? What can people expect from Estevan Oriol?
Right now, I just dropped a new book.
Okay.
On Japanese bikers called Bozozuku. I'm doing some stuff with Joker. I'm going to do a collabo with probably with Who's Gone Wild and another one with Nate No Face, the guy I was telling you about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do some collaborations with them for Joker. I got 3 new books that I'm laying out right now. LA Woman 2. Esteban, like when I was on tour from 92 to 2005.
Right.
I'm going to do a book on all the places we went, all the bands we toured with and everything.
That's awesome.
And then...
because your pictures tell a story.
Yeah.
And I love that. So...
That's, what I try to do with them,
Yeah.
So the 3rd book that I have coming out in that lineup is lowriding worldwide. For the past 25 years, I've been lowriding. And every place that I've gone and everything I've integrated lowriding into, like whenever I did like a photo shoot where I said, hey, bring your ride. I want to do a shoot with this girl or this actor, this actress or this rapper, or I want to do with this brand, and kind of like sprinkle in lowriding into all those places to expand the culture,
Okay.
And have a section of family, that my family in lowriding and all the places I've traveled to lowriding, like Mexico, Thailand, Japan, Europe, South America.
Awesome.
So that's going to be... That.
How many books do you have out right now at the moment?
Right now, I've done 5.
Okay.
And I have 2 that are available. The other 3 have sold out.
Okay. I live somewhat locally. I don't know where your office is at, but I would love to drop by and buy them off of you. You know, and have them autographed. I know you didn't bring none today, but I would definitely love to, buy them off of you. If you have any more LA original posters, I would definitely love to buy one off of you, autograph it, so I can hang it up here.
Yeah, I'll bring all that when I come with Frankie.
For those of you who don't know who Frankie is, that is Creeper.
Yeah.
Cholo Fit.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to come back, you guys. So, most definitely. You know what, man? That interview was fucking hilarious with him. We had a fucking blast that day. Yeah, please bring them. And then, like I said, man, my thing is this. I want to support you, so I buy. I'm not asking anything for free.
Yeah.
I want to buy. And that's one thing I want to encourage you guys. Stop trying to ask, let me hook a homie up. Look, artists have bills too.
But can you imagine if you had to hook every homie up? Fuck, man, I'd be on Skid Row with nothing. Maybe some dirty chonies. That's
you'll be asking them, hook me up.
Yeah, hook me up with a fucking food stamp or something, because god damn, man, this shit's expensive.
I know. It's everybody wants the homie hookup, and it's like, bro, like we eat a cup of noodles too, bro. Like seriously, like homie, like fuck, like we got bills too.
Yeah.
So go ahead. One last question.
All right, this question is ask him what photographers did he look up to?
Was there any photographers you look up?
Yeah, the first one was my pops.
Okay.
At Estevan Oriol on IG. And then there's the greats from when I was doing it, my era.
Right.
Were like Richard Avedon, Albert Watson, Annie Leibovitz, the fucking tequila got me fucking. I can't remember all the fucking names. Ellen Mark, I think was her fucking name. Man, I can't remember. He got that fucking Espolón is no joke. But yeah, there's been plenty in Japan. There's Araki, Daido Maruyama. There's in Brazil, there's Sebastião Salgado. There's like a few peppered out through the world that I looked up to. Now they're all in their 80s or whatever, 90s. But I looked up to after my dad busted me out and showed me what time it was with the photos. Then I started thinking like, well, who else is out there? And I started looking at other people's shit. And I was like, damn, that motherfucker's badass.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, because at first I thought mostly photographers were like, if they weren't like Time magazine or Life magazine, they're like paparazzis or tourists. Like, those are the kind of people I saw with cameras.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? And the beautiful thing about pictures, it just captures the moment, and that's what you've been doing for many, many years. And now you get to share it with the world. So I'm asking everyone, not only follow him, but support him, because he has captured moments in time for us. Like, you're probably from this new generation and didn't live in the 80s or the 90s, but now you can see the 80s and the 90s through his photos. So once again, check out LA Originals, buy his books, support him, and that's all I can do. Other than that, Esteban, any shout outs, anybody you want to shout out or say or diss?
Man, I mean, just shout out my crew, the Soul Assassins.
Yeah.
The homies that I work with, Third World, Nate No Face, the Booyah Tribe, B-Boy 223, Joker Brand Worldwide, homie DJ Slang. Man, pretty fuck. Espolón for making me forget all the people I wanted to shout out. My family, of course, and you.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
Down here. The homie on the ones and twos over here.
Yeah.
Kicking ass. And wherever we're going to go eat after this.
Yo, everybody. Once again, I want to give a shout out not only to Estevan Oriol, but I also want to shout out Mr. Cartoon, because Mr. Cartoon, we've been on each other since the 80s, and I want you here on Roadium Radio. So if you're watching, por favor, I need you to come out and share your story with us. Other than that, Alex Cervantes Enterprise, for on the ones and twos. If you got a hoopty that needs to be fixed, he'll fix it for you. I want to shout out my son B. Scallons for helping me promote this. Anthony the Hip Hop Jedi, once again, for always being there, and just everybody that's got love for Roadium Radio. Frankie Quinones, once again, you'll be back, so thank you once again. And my man, what's your name? Thousand. That's 1,000. That's his name. So
1,000 from Third World.
1,000 from Third World. Once again, he's in the motherfucking building. Yes, check him out. Other than that, I'll be back Wednesday with 2 special guests, and then I'll be back Sunday. But in between time, and in the meantime, you're going to see Dining with the Wizard with another special guest. Once again, Esteban Oriol. I hope and pray that this is not your last time, because every time you release something, I want you back. We promote it, and hope everybody supports it. So other than that, see you guys Wednesday, and we're out of here. Have a blessed night, my brother.
Thank you.
Thank
homie.
you.